Did you know that in the Philippines there are about 20 earthquakes experienced every day? Yes, you heard that right. Every single day, tremors are recorded in different parts of our country. Sometimes we don't feel them because they're too weak. But there are also times when they're stronger and felt by many. These earthquakes remind us that we live in a place that's very active when it comes to ground movements. Most earthquakes are weak and go unnoticed, but it's important to remember that no matter how small, they are signs that we should always be prepared. Every tremor, no matter how minor, is a reminder that we never know when a stronger earthquake might strike. That's why it's important to always stay alert and informed about what to do. The Philippines is part of what's called the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region in the world that frequently experiences earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. This is where large tectonic plates meet, causing frequent ground movements. The question isn't if an earthquake will happen, but when it will happen, and whether we're ready for it. Being prepared isn't just for yourself, but also for your family and community. With each passing day, it's best to know the steps to take before, during, and after an earthquake. Knowledge and preparedness give us peace of mind. When we know the right steps, we stay calmer during disasters and can act more quickly. Being prepared is a way of showing love for yourself and your family. By creating an emergency plan, preparing a go bag, and teaching the right information to your loved ones, we strengthen our protection against disasters. When we have enough knowledge, we become calmer in the middle of an emergency. Attending seminars, joining earthquake drills, and listening to experts are just some of the ways to broaden our knowledge and preparedness. Next, we'll talk about the science behind earthquakes, how they form, why they happen, and what concrete steps we can take to keep ourselves safe. From simple tips to advanced preparations, we'll make sure you and your family are ready. Remember, preparedness is our most effective weapon against disasters. With the right information, training, and unity in our community, we can become stronger together. Let's face any challenge as one. Have a safe day, Ka-Tropa. Before we learn how to stay safe, it's important to first understand what an earthquake really is. In every news report, conversation, or drill we hear, the word earthquake is always mentioned. But what exactly is it and why does it happen? In this episode, we'll discuss the basic facts about earthquakes, so we can be better prepared and know what to do when one strikes. So, what is an earthquake? An earthquake is the sudden shaking of the ground that we feel, ranging from weak to strong and sometimes causing damage to buildings, roads, and livelihoods. But where does it come from? Our world is like a giant puzzle made up of huge pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving, although very slowly, sometimes just a few centimeters per year. Beneath our feet, we don't feel this movement, but it has a huge impact on our planet. The movement of these plates is the reason why we have volcanoes, mountains, and of course, earthquakes. The Philippines is located between two large tectonic plates, the Philippine Sea Plate and the Eurasian Plate. Because of this, we often experience earthquakes. Our country is also part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region in the world frequently hit by earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. That's why it's so important for us to know what to do when an earthquake happens. When these plates grind or push against each other, stress or tension builds up between them. Over time, this tension increases until the rocks underground can no longer hold it. When the fault line suddenly gives way, it releases a huge amount of energy that causes the shaking we call an earthquake. The strength of the shaking depends on how much energy is released and how deep its source is. The strength of an earthquake is measured using two important concepts: magnitude and intensity. Magnitude refers to the total energy released by the earthquake. This is what we see in the news, like magnitude 6.5. Meanwhile, intensity refers to how strong the shaking was felt in a particular area. Intensity can vary from place to place depending on the distance from the earthquake's origin and the type of ground. In the Philippines, the agency PHIVOLCS monitors and keeps track of earthquakes. They use the earthquake intensity scale to inform the public about how strong the shaking was in different parts of the country. This information is important so we know how big the impact of the earthquake is and whether we need to prepare for possible aftershocks or other dangers. That's why it's so important to understand these terms, magnitude, intensity, and fault line, because these are what experts and the government use when giving warnings and reminders. When we know what these mean, it's easier for us to follow the advice of authorities and avoid accidents. Next, we'll talk about the dangers brought by earthquakes, from damage to buildings and roads, to possible aftershocks and landslides. Let's find out how we can protect ourselves, our families, and our communities from these hazards. Don't forget to stay alert and always be prepared. Ground shaking is not the only danger during an earthquake. Ground shaking is the primary cause of damage, especially to buildings that are not sturdy. There is also ground rupture. When the ground opens up along a fault line, any structure on top of it will surely be destroyed. Liquefaction. In soft and wet soil, buildings can sink or tilt. Earthquakes also cause landslides and tsunamis, which can lead to even more widespread damage. Knowing about these dangers is important so we can prepare properly. We have learned a lot from the powerful earthquakes in our history. During the 1990 Luzon Earthquake, a magnitude 7.8 quake struck Luzon, causing thousands of casualties and widespread destruction. In Baguio, landslides blocked roads and delayed rescue operations. The 2013 Bohol earthquake damaged historic churches, caused landslides, and resulted in ground ruptures. These tragedies highlighted the importance of strong buildings and disaster preparedness. The lessons: follow the building code, be prepared, and help each other as a community. Don't wait for the next earthquake before taking action. Preparedness is the most important key to safety, especially before an earthquake strikes. We never know when it will happen, so it's best to always be ready. With every step of preparation, we reduce risks and strengthen our ability to protect our family. Being prepared is not just about storing supplies, but also about knowing the right information and training every family member. The first step in preparedness is knowing if your home is near a fault line, or in an area prone to landslides or liquefaction. Visit the PHIVOLCS website and check the hazard maps to learn about the risks in your area. Knowledge about your home's location will help you plan more effective safety measures. Don't forget to share this information with your neighbors and relatives so you can all be prepared together. Check the structural integrity of your home. Make sure the walls are sturdy and free from cracks that could pose a danger. Secure heavy items like bookshelves, cabinets, and appliances to the wall so they won't fall during an earthquake. Place heavy objects on the lower parts of shelves to prevent them from falling and causing injury. Regularly inspect your home and immediately fix any damage or weaknesses you notice. Create a family emergency plan. Decide where you will meet after an earthquake, especially if you are in different locations. Identify safe spots inside and outside the house where you can hide or wait for help. Write down important contact numbers of relatives, your barangay, and emergency hotlines. Teach children how to call for help and how to follow the plan. Practice earthquake drills regularly so everyone becomes familiar with what to do. Prepare a go bag that's easy to grab in case of emergency. Make sure it contains non-perishable food, clean water, a flashlight with extra batteries, a first aid kit, and important documents like IDs, birth certificates, and a list of contact numbers. You can also include extra face masks, alcohol, and basic medicines. Check the contents of your go bag every 6 months to ensure the food and medicine are not expired. Explain to every family member where the go bag is kept and how to use it. Make sure everyone knows the plan and what to do during an earthquake. Set aside time for a family meeting and review the emergency plan, especially if there are new family members or changes in your home. Clear communication is important to avoid confusion and panic. Remember, preparedness is not just for yourself but for the whole family. With every step we take now, we strengthen our protection against disasters. Being prepared gives us peace of mind and confidence that we can overcome any challenge. With the right knowledge, plan, and equipment, every family can stay safe. Preparedness is true protection for everyone. During an earthquake, remember: duck, cover, and hold. Duck, immediately get down low so you don't fall. Cover, take cover under a sturdy table or desk, or protect your head and neck if there's no table nearby. Hold on tightly to the table until the shaking stops. Avoid windows and tall objects. If you're outside, stay away from buildings, poles, and trees. If you're driving, pull over to a safe place and stay inside the vehicle. After an earthquake, check yourself and others for injuries. Be cautious of aftershocks. Do not immediately return to a damaged building. Inspect your house for cracks, gas leaks, and damaged electrical or water lines. Use your phone only for emergencies. Listen to official announcements from PHIVOLCS and local authorities. Avoid spreading fake news. Share only accurate information. If you need to evacuate, bring your go bag and assist those who need help. Community spirit is vital for recovery. Returning to normal requires cooperation and patience. Let's test your knowledge with a quick quiz. Question 1. What are the 3 steps to take during an earthquake? Answer: duck, cover, and hold. Question 2. Which agency monitors earthquakes in the Philippines? Answer: PHIVOLCS. Question 3. What should be in a go bag? Answer: water, non-perishable food, a flashlight, and a first aid kit. The right knowledge and preparation are the keys to safety. We have discussed the causes of earthquakes, the dangers, and the steps for preparation. Knowledge is not to make us afraid, but to make us prepared. Every step, from a sturdy house, family plan, go bag, and correct information is important. Share what you've learned with family and community. Encourage regular earthquake drills. Remember, the first defense is yourself and the cooperation of the community. Don't wait. Start preparing now. Let's make a culture of safety a part of life. A prepared community is a safe community.